Today I want to talk about something that's not related to the Jehovah's Witness world, right? I want to talk about my mental health, my mental illness that I suffer with, and I'm only bringing it up now because I had a traumatic event that happened to me not so long ago that really triggered my depression and my borderline personality disorder, right? It's not something that I normally like to talk about because when people hear borderline personality disorder, they automatically think crazy, right? And it's an extremely difficult mental illness to live with. It's extremely difficult to live with. I'm pretty much my own worst enemy. I tend to overthink. I tend to analyze things too much. I tend to dwell on the what ifs, right? As in, what if things can go wrong, not right, right? I always think about the negative. Now, when I was younger, I had two traumatic experiences that happened to me that made me this way. When I was a teenager, my biological father used to always tell me that I was boring, no one would love me, I'm going to be single for the rest of my life. Like, I had this installed, I had this implanted in me as a teenager, right? So I grew up with that mentality, really believing that I was unlovable, really believing that no one would love me, that I was a boring person, that I was doomed to forever be single and lonely, right? That was my destiny, that was my fate, because I had that installed in me, right? And then on top of that, I was 16, 17 when he was telling me that, right? My father. And then I met someone when I was 20, 19, 20. I fell in love with this girl. And not only did she break my heart, but I felt like she validated my father's words. Because my father already predicted that. He already told me as a teenager, no one will love you, you're boring, blah, 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 right? And then someone proved him right. Someone proved him right. So that happened when I was about 20, right? And I haven't been the same since then. It's been 16 years, and I've been living with that for 16 years. Everyone that I ever met in the last 16 years, any female that tried to love me or wanted to be with me, subconsciously, I've pushed them away. Now, obviously, I want to be loved. I know I have a lot of love to give, right? But I also know that I'm more damaged than most people. Now, when it comes to friendships, you wouldn't be able to tell that I have a mental illness. You wouldn't be able to tell that I have BPD when it comes to friends, right? So it really hits me when it comes to romantic partners, right? Or if anyone has like a love interest with me, that's when my borderline personality disorder, that's when it manifests itself. Because the minute someone drops the L word, the minute someone says they love me and they want to be with me, my brain can't handle that. As fucked up as that sounds, I can't comprehend that, even to this day, right? And I know I'm a good person. I know I have a lot to offer. I'm funny. I'm down to earth. Like, when people are in my atmosphere, when they're with me, they have a good time, right? And I have a good time too with them. I'm a pretty open-minded person, right? Like I said, when it comes to friends, I'm good. You won't see it with friendships, but the minute someone says that they have a romantic, they want to be with me romantically, right? And they have feelings for me. The minute someone says that, I automatically shut down. I can't process that. Now, on the other hand, when people reject me, when females say I'm not good enough or I'm not their cup of tea, I'm not their type, I accept that because I already think that. I'm already prepared for the worst scenario, for the worst outcome. I'm already mentally prepared to be rejected, right? But my problem is when females honestly want to be with me and they really like me or love me for who I am, subconsciously I always find a way to push them away, either by questioning their motives as to why they want to be with me, right? Overthinking, just like I said before, overthinking things, and I just can't. It's a toxic trait of mine, and it's, like I said, I've subconsciously, one way or another. I'm not saying in the last 16 years, it's always been me, right? Sometimes it's been the female, sometimes it's been them, but subconsciously, I've noticed in the last 16 years, I've said something or done something that has pushed away potential partners. All because I have a hard time processing that someone could truly love me for who I am. Now, I had therapy in the past, and it helped for quite some time. I'm thinking that I might have to seek additional therapy because I don't want to. I can't keep doing this. I can't keep doing this. It's a pattern, right? And it's like, I know I'm a good person, but once someone drops the L-bomb on me, once someone expresses their feelings to me, I just can't process that. And I should be able to, right? Because I have a lot of love to give. I know that other females out there, they have a lot of love to give too, right? But I wouldn't wish this illness on my worst enemy, because I'm truly my worst enemy. I'm my worst enemy. It's not nobody else. It's me. Like I said, I can't even process someone wanting to be with me forever, for the rest of their lives. Just a few days ago, I was talking to one of my neighbors, and he's in his mid-70s, right? He told me that he met his wife at a young age, at the age of 16, right? Sorry, he met her at 15, and they got married at 16. This is years and years ago, right? Decades ago. So they got married at 16. He's now in his mid-70s, and they're still together. And when he said that, I said, you know what? That's the type of love. That's the type of love that I want. I want that unconditional, everlasting love, right? But I said, in order for me to do that, I really need to stop being my worst enemy, stop overthinking things, right? And just allow people to love me and trust them too. Now, people with depression and BPD, trust is not our. I don't know if you guys know a lot about borderline personality disorder, but we don't trust that easily because we automatically assume that people are out to hurt us, that we're gonna get hurt, we're gonna get played, we're gonna be lied to. We automatically we assume that off the back, right? And that's toxic. That's a toxic way to think, right? And it is what it is. It's toxic and it's not acceptable, and it's something that we can improve on, right? I know I can improve on it. But I just can't believe that after all these years, I'm still hurt by things that happened to me in the past, by my father, by my first love, the first female I ever loved. 16 years later, and I'm still allowing two people to pretty much dictate my entire life, my entire love life, right? Something happened recently that really triggered my got BPD. I really thought I was doing good, you know? And that's life. You think, 1 minute you think you're doing good, right? You think you're depressed free, you're mental illness free, you think you're in a really good headspace and everything is going good until something happens. Someone comes along, something happens, it just triggers you, right? And then you realize you're back to fucking square one. So those of you who have anxiety as well, you guys also know about the racing thoughts, right? That's something else I have to suffer. That's something else I suffer with as well, right? Just the whole nine, the overthinking, the racing thoughts, the paranoia, the feeling like you can't trust someone in a romantic relationship, feeling like you're going to be played, lied to, all of that combined, it's a lot for anyone to deal with, right? And the fucked up part is that it takes away from the good, because I have a lot of good qualities, right? People, anyone and everyone that knows me in person knows that I'm extremely funny. I'm super easy to get along with. I'm down to earth. I'm a cool person, right? I know this. But on the flip side, when I start to overthink, when I start to assume the worst, when I become my own worst enemy and blatantly show people that I don't trust them, that takes away from my good qualities. Sorry guys, I'm just venting. On this video. And if you're still watching this, I appreciate it. But if you guys know anyone that suffers with borderline personality disorder, please be kind to them. Please be gentle, and know that don't take things personally. Try not to take things personally. You know, we tend to lash out. We could be impulsive at times, and just know that just know that person is not toxic. Or they may have toxic traits, but that doesn't necessarily make them a toxic person, if that makes sense. Because that's not their entire being. They're only acting like that because they're in, I guess you could say they're fearful, right? They're scared, that's a word. They're scared to get hurt. So that's their defense mechanism. That's their way of them trying to protect themselves. And yeah, it's not healthy, right? It's not healthy. And you definitely need professional help when it comes to that particular mental illness. But yeah. All right, guys. That's enough of my rants. And like I said, I am gonna consider seeking additional professional help. You know, because I can't keep doing this. And like I said, it's not always me. It's not always me. Sometimes things don't work out for other reasons. But I have noticed lately, like the last 16 years, I've one way or another, subconsciously, because obviously I don't consciously go out to push people away. Who, if anything, I want to draw people closer to me, especially potential love interests, right? But potential partners. I want to draw them closer to me, not push them away. So, yeah. All right, guys, I'm gonna end this video on that note, and I'll see you guys on the next video.